Ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna have to wait 1 second. 1. Give it up for your host, Matt Loxley.
You're probably wondering, well actually I'm wondering if you can hear me, that's the first thing. You're wondering why I have moss pubes. And it's because I had to compromise with my body because it was either moss pubes or full dick print tonight. Because this was in the men's section, but it was not a men's outfit. And I trusted the labeling and I didn't try it on. But nonetheless, we're gonna see if the duct tape holds, and if not, then this is gonna be a new type of show, very immediately. Now, have any of you guys, you all have your Halloween costumes planned, yes? Yeah. Is anyone going as like something that should not be sexy, but you've decided to make it so? No, those people were invited to parties, so they aren't here tonight. Well, when I was growing up, I always wanted to be like a sexy, inanimate object. And I went as a fishing net my freshman year of college, which is pretty easy. You're just naked under a fishing net and you walk around. But my senior year of high school, I decided that I was going to be a devil. So I had red spandex shorts, red crop top, I was a slutty devil. Like that was, I'm not going to make it sound like it was anything more than it was. But I lived in Dayton, Ohio. We wanted to go to our first ever alcohol party. That famous mystical thing that happens in college, but we were in high school. So we went to Wright State University's local campus. And we didn't know any college kids. But my one friend was like, Matt, have you ever heard of this app called Grindr? I was like, no, what is it? For those of you that don't know, Grindr is kind of like the Craigslist free section for gay men, but instead of getting an old coffee table from the 90s, you get syphilis. But you guys don't know about Grindr because we're in 2017. Everybody uses Tinder. It's progressive. Everyone's on the same app. People can change their orientation willy-nilly whenever they want to experiment. It's a great time. So we walk around this campus, and she took a photo of my 17-year-old self in this slutty devil costume, made it the profile, and the headline was, "Looking for a party, winky face." Little did I know that party was actually a relic term of the gay 70s. It was called party and play. It was when people would do rounds of crystal meth in between having sex. And that was not the kind of party I was ready for that night. But luckily, it was Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio. They don't do meth, they do heroin. And this guy messaged me, and he said, hey, I have a party you can come to, but you can't just hang out with your friends. You have to get to know me. And in that moment, I wasn't sure if I was really about to prostitute myself so that my friends could drink shitty PBR. But I knew I was going to do whatever it was. And actually, it's not that bad of a deal because the party was 2.5 hours long. I had 4 friends, and each of them drank 4 beers. That's 16 beers. $2 at PBR at a bar, that's like $32. And if you divide that by 2.5 hours, I was making like $10.50. That's above minimum wage. That's why people sell their bodies. And we actually get to the party, and I was having a really good time. It was crazy. My friends were having a blast, and this Ben kid was actually not a total freak. He was like 6'5", and he was real blonde with like that albino stubble, and he was an engineer, very awkward. He kind of oscillated between coming across as a Christian summer camp counselor or a domestic terrorist. Like, I don't know if you're going to give me a Bible or like pull out a gun and tell me to get on the floor. There's no in-between here. Halfway through the party, one of his friends pulls me aside and he says, hey, slutty devil, because I'm not going to tell him my real name. He's like, hey, slutty devil, you know, Ben hasn't gotten any in a while. Be real nice if you could. Be a nice gesture on your part. As if I'm like a Salvation Army sex doll. You go to a housewarming party. I'm not 21, so I couldn't buy you a bottle of wine, but you can fuck me. You can't do that. I mean, I was gonna, like, at best, give him a grateful handy. A thanks spank, if you will. But this brought it to a whole nother level. And towards the end of the party, Ben says, "Hey, Mac, why don't you come back to my room? I want to show you something." I was like, "I have a hunch what it is, and I think it's your penis. You're not discreet." But we get back there, and he surprises me because he's a gentleman. And instead, he shows me a photograph of him, and he's bald and in a hospital gown. And Ben says, 10 months ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I haven't been able to have sex since. And my first thought is like, what the fuck? But my second thought was, am I into this? And as I was debating the two, he says, "But I don't want you to do anything out of pity." It's like, well, you brought up the fucking cancer. This was an obligation until you brought in the cancer. Now it is definitely pity. And like, I wanted to say, no, but guys, my grandma had cancer. I can't do that. I asked him what kind he had, and he's like, it was testicular. I was like, oh great, you have an alien dick too. That's not true. That's not how. I don't know actually. I've been very blessed. I haven't had to sleep around after having cancer. I don't know the struggle. That's what they need a romantic comedy about, actually. Sarah Jessica Parker coming this fall. She has cancer. Well, men fuck her. Find out. But I was like, I have to do this because I knew and I remembered that I had volunteered and made a Facebook post during Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. And this was God testing to see if I really cared about the cause. And so I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be his bootleg back alley Make-A-Wish. But right before I fully resigned myself to this, my other friend Grace comes barreling into the room and she says, "Matt, we have to go now." I said, "What's wrong?" "Our friend Mara, she's really drunk and this guy's trying to take advantage of her." And I was like, thank God! Because if it hadn't been for that sexual harasser, I would have had to fuck a guy with cancer. You guys, you're in college, you know what that means. This is the song we would have listened to if it happened. But also, you didn't have Spotify Premium. No, you know what it means if you have sex with someone with cancer. One, it really ups your chance of within 5 years having fucked somebody who's now dead, and that is a weird thing at 23. Why don't you revisit that joke in 10 years when you can relate to it? But the real reason I didn't want to do this was because if I had had sex with him, guys, I could have caught cancer. Shit. Alright, so, we're going to get started with the show here in a little bit. How many of you guys have been to a Backburner show before? Round of applause. Woo! Wow. Awesome. So what you're seeing tonight is sketch comedy, meaning that this is, written comedy. They're going to be performing a bunch of stuff for you. It's going to be a fabulous time. I'll be popping in throughout to remind you of my man-hole toe. But yeah, we're going to have a blast tonight. I hope you guys are ready to find out and solve the mystery of Scooby-Boo! The mystery of Bullwinkles.